Maureen, quick. It's your dad. Hide.
I've come for her.
You just get out of here. Go away. I'm calling the police.
She's coming with me.
No.
I'm taking her.
No. Everything you need for all weekend. Don't forget, toothbrush, toothpaste, homework.
I'm going to kill you.
Don't, Dad. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed...
The only reason I will keep this gun with me is for you.
Holy Mary, Mother of God.
If you tell police I have this gun, they'll come after me. If that happens, I'll find you wherever you are and kill you.
Don't, Dad, don't.
You have no imagination, Tom Darbley.
I've got imagination. It's money I lack. Hey, this is us, isn't it? Hmm? This could be my dark room.
Could we talk about a guest room before a dark room? Well?
22,000? You're mad. We've got to find 6,000 quid. We've got 1,745 in the bank, 1,200 in the building stock, 2,000 for your mini if we sell it and you have my car, and that's it. Apart from my unemployment benefit.
You'll get a job.
I won't get a job unless we move. And we can't move because of your new promotion.
You'll get a job, Tom. I've got an interview this afternoon. And don't take a job because you're panicked about not having one.
And buy a house instead.
Not a house, this house.
Morning, Mum.
Morning, Roland.
Morning, Inspector.
Morning, George. Quiet night?
The Sir Optimist's phoned. They say the day best for your lecture will be the 16th, and would you confirm?
Right, George, thanks.
Mum, is it right you want parade, 9:30?
Sharp. Please.
I'll shout the word.
Morning, boss.
Morning, Joseph.
The houseman file.
Thank you.
You want a parade at 9:30. We'll be hard put to muster 5.
5 will do.
Oh, morning, Joe.
Morning, you old devil.
Don't call me old devil.
I will. You are. George, she wants it. Muster at 9:30.
Call's gone out, Joe.
What you got for us this morning then, Ted?
I'll not tell you, and I'll not hang around. My time's valuable. I don't think you appreciate that.
I certainly do, Ted. I always have.
You said new inspector will be here at 9 o'clock. It's 12 past 9 on my digital.
Inspector Darbley is here. Just give her 5 minutes to put on her face.
What do you mean? Put on her face?
Makeup. The inspector that's replaced Mr. Widdop is a lady, Ted.
A lady? A bloody woman? I don't believe it.
Then you're almost as surprised as we are.
Sergeant Beck, get me the paper on Tatman and Fielding.
Yes, boss. Ma, this gentleman here, Mr. Ted Watson, he's been a very useful informant to us over the years. Says he has some information for us.
What's that then?
I've just witnessed a rape, Mrs. Inspector.
A rape?
Yes.
Any report of a rape, Sergeant Beck?
No, ma'am.
Come in, Mr. Watson. Sit down. What do you mean you've witnessed a rape? We haven't heard of a rape.
What's your name, Mrs.?
Inspector Darbley.
You took over from Mr. Widdop. A woman's a bit of a bloody surprise.
What information do you have, Mr. Watson?
I want £5 for it. Mr. Widdop always give me £5.
Now, Mr. Watson, I neither know nor care what arrangements you had with my predecessor, but I don't drop fivers easily. If in future you have information about any criminal act, you inform us. Sergeant Beck, take Mr. Watson here to the interview room, see if he'll come up with a statement. Otherwise, I'll talk to him later.
Hey, look, I've told you I'm busy. I won't sit in any of your rooms. I've an appointment with my acupuncturist.
Come on, Ted, nice and quiet.
I won't go in your room. I bloody won't.
Come on, Ted, no
Leave off.
shouting and scrapping.
Well,
This
don't
way,
pitch
young
me
man.
arm.
Local colour?
I think so. I don't know him. Social call, sir.
Just dropping by. See how you are.
Thank you.
Been here a fortnight.
Exactly 14 days.
Yours is a very important appointment, Jean. Very few women in England running a whole town like this. Most of our ladies are hived off to Juvenile Bureau, Community Services, HQ training.
Yes.
There are quite a few around who'd be pleased to see you fail in any way. This is still the unliberated North. Men are men, also there are pains to tell you.
I grew up with that, sir.
Yes, of course.
I'm grateful for your advice over the years and your efforts on my behalf. What about tea, sir?
No, I'm just here for the knot. I'm to see CID in Manchester. And I want to take a look at your new billiard table.
Not new, just reclothed.
Oh, will it make your team play any better?
I put 10p on it.
Next match against Ardot?
Yes, sir.
You're on.
I think Ted might be onto something. It does sound like a rape. He's prepared to make a statement, and he says he knows who the girl is.
What name?
Annabelle Porter, Waterloo Estate.
Hello. You Mrs. Porter?
Yes?
I'm Inspector Darbley. I'm looking for Annabelle Porter.
What do you want Annabelle for?
Is she here, Mrs. Porter?
She's not.
Can you tell me where she is?
Where else? At work. Industrial Estate, Cately's.
No, we phoned Cately. She didn't turn up there this morning. Are you sure she's not here?
Well, have a look for yourself. She's not here.
Where do you think she is?
I don't know. She makes her own life.
What time was it when you last saw her?
7:30, about.
What age is she?
16.
She may make her own life, Mrs. Porter, but the law is you're responsible.
Maybe she took the day off. Gone shopping.
Does she know of a man called Peter?
Peter who?
She doesn't know of anyone called Peter that you know of. Now, look, there's a possibility that your daughter might have been attacked.
Attacked?
We've had a report in from an old man out on Tomey Moor. It may have been mistaken. It might have been some other girl. But we have to find your daughter.
I don't know anything about this. If you've got anything to say about Annabelle, you must talk to my husband. He's at Johnson's on the estate. Annabelle's not here. I don't know where she is. You have to talk to my husband.
It's all right, love. It's all right. We'll sort it out. Thank you. Did you find anything on the moor?
No, Mum.
I still think we've got a rape. If the girl turns up, bring her in with her mum, all right?
Right. Oh, Mum, message for you from Sergeant Beck. Hartley Park, seen a Mrs. Maskell. Says her husband took her daughter off.
It's going to be one of those days, isn't it?
Looks like it, Mum.
What are you doing here?
She wouldn't come to the station.
Mrs. Maskell, you say your husband left home about a fortnight ago. Came back this morning and took your child away. You say it was against your will and the child's will. How did he manage that?
I don't understand you.
Well, if the child didn't want to go off with them, did he use force?
Use force?
Threaten you with violence, a weapon, knife, hammer?
No. No, he didn't, but he said he would be very angry if I didn't let him have Maureen.
Well, there's not a lot we can do. No use of force. It's hard to establish a father has abducted his daughter. I'll put out a description to our men and see if they can pick him and Maureen up. Then you can come into the station and we'll sort things out. You happy in your work?
Yep.
I mean with me.
Oh, aye.
No one will hold it against you if you want to transfer out from under my skirts.
No, boss. I'll give it a try.
Very generous, I'm sure. You'll give it a try. Come on, let's talk to Mr. Porter.
I'm saying note. I've a job to get on with, missus. I'll tell you what happened, but I won't make a statement. I had a phone call at work this morning, my Annabelle. Said some young man had assaulted her out common. She's staying with friends, I don't know where. So I phoned the missus and I told her to keep her mouth shut about it. Law means courts. I've been to court claiming compensation for my foot. They don't speak the same bloody language as me and you in these courts. They don't speak the King's English. And you bet they like a bit of dirt they can discuss and get a kick out of. By the time they're through with it, it's all upside down, inside out, all lies. Do you want to put a 16-year-old girl through all that?
We may not have a choice. And if we find out that something has happened to your daughter, I think you'll wish you had cooperated.
If you weren't a bloody woman, I'd belt you one.
Sergeant Beck, there's no reason for you to open a car door for me.
Yes, boss.
And what brought you to me?
I don't believe in the national health. I don't believe they cured anyone of anything.
Come now, Miss Maskell. And that's not what I meant.
You've not seen my daughter ill. When she has a migraine so bad, she faints dead away. And God, I wonder sometimes she's not going to die of it.
Well, I've just given her a quick check-up. She seems reasonably healthy.
She's not.
Tell me, is there a stress situation at home?
What's that supposed to mean?
Your daughter tells me that you blame her mother for her illness.
I do.
Why?
Well, she'd not get propped up for Maureen. That's obvious. She takes her down Dr. Herrick's. Saving your profession, he's a bloody useless doctor.
No, I don't know, Dr. Herrick. Why do you say he's useless?
Well, there's a surgery queue a mile long, and he gives it a quarter of a minute and a prescription of naught no more than bloody aspirin. You want a proper job done in this country, now you have to pay for it like I'm paying you.
That's not necessarily true.
Don't argue with me. It is true. It is true.
Now, look, migraine in a 14-year-old child can be due to a number of causes. The main ones are stress or hormonal imbalance.
I don't know what that means.
Well, if you wait a minute, I'll tell you. Your daughter will have to go through a series of tests.
Tests?
To establish possible causes. I'll get my secretary to arrange an appointment for her at the County General.
Are you telling me I've come all the way here and I'm to pay you money for private doctoring just to get sent down to County General, which I could have got for free from Dr. Herrick? I wasn't born bloody yesterday, you know.
You can get out of here, Mr. Maskell, and come back when you've calmed down.
Maureen? You better watch it wasting my time.
Get out of here, please.
Dr. Bowles, that young girl wrote this. She asked me to give it to you.
Come on, Maureen.
My dad will kill her. Tell me, ma'am, not to try to get me back, or he will kill her. Not to go to the police. I am all right. Maureen Maskell. Now, do you think your husband would try to attack you? Try to kill you?
Yeah.
Has he ever attacked you before, physically?
No, but you see, it's been boiling up. His rage has come to head. I know he's going to do something violent to me, to Maureen.
Tell me about Maureen's illness.
She's always had migraines ever since she's been a kid of 7. But lately, they've been terrible. He blamed me, blamed our doctor. She is ill, but not that seriously. It's him who's really ill.
Or his friends, love?
No one.
No one has no friends?
He has no friends.
Mrs. Maskell, we have to find your husband. And you have to tell me where to start looking.
Don't you think I've been trying to work that out?
Well?
Nothing. You see, he's cunning. No, it's worse. Sick in the mind.
Did he ever undergo any treatment?
No. Didn't really well to the surface till he lost his job. That's what turned him. He was always difficult. There was a great anger in him always. But from 14 months ago, when he got paid off, he became worse. It was mainly the money. He'd been earning £80 to £90 a week in the mill at Cleckworth, and then suddenly the dole. He couldn't cope.
We're going to take you down to the police station. We can't leave you here, not if you're in danger from him. Put a few things in a bag in case there's no night stay. I'll go inside. You stay here. You go round to the rear.
There may be a dangerous man in there, ma'am.
I'll be all right, Joseph. I'd like to check some of these buildings. I'd like you to stay here with the sergeant. Could you give me the keys?
How will you know which key fits which door?
I'll find out. Have you seen an ex-foreman of this plant, Rodney Maskell, round here?
No.
You sure?
Sure, I'm sure.
I'd swear on God's honour.
Dolan, what do you want? Dolan, come up here. Dolan. Don't make a sound. Do you understand what this could do to you, love?
Put that away.
Turn around. Walk. Turn around.
Dad, don't do it!
Shut up, Maureen. Quick now.
I have other police officers outside.
Aye, and you tell them if they try any cheeky moves, you're the one that's for it. Come on, Maureen.
Use your personal radio, phone divisional HQ, ask for firearms officer and dog handler to attend. I'll phone headquarters. Where's the phone?
Inside.
Show me quickly. And I want to talk to you later. Where's Mrs. Maskell?
To your room, Mum.
Mrs. Maskell, did you know your husband has a shotgun?
Yeah.
Do you have any other information you're keeping back? Do you know it's an offence not to have given us that information?
Have you found her?
They were at the mill at Cleckworth. He threatened us with a shotgun. We didn't argue with it. They got away.
Is she all right?
Yes, as far as we could see.
Why can't you bring back Maureen back?
Now, Mrs. Maskell, I want you to think again. Isn't there a single person he turned to in trouble, a relative or a mate?
He had no friends.
Think about places. Have you always lived in this area? Where have you lived in the last 10 years?
First council flat, Casimir Road.
Yes.
Then cottage at Elfield.
When did you leave Elfield?
2 years back. No, I know he was right about it. It was a great big sprawling cottage right in the middle of nowhere, all old and ugly. But he loved it.
Why did you leave?
I couldn't clean it. No proper kitchen, with some loose roof slates. I said, we have to go modern. I can't take this. Saw a notice on it the other day. It's up for sale again.
Shouldn't we wait for some of the circus to arrive from headquarters?
We'll have a careful look.
I'll kill you. I'll kill anyone who comes for her.
Inspector Darby to Hartley. Yes, Inspector. Miley Cottage, Millwater Lane. Rodney Maskell, 51 Burton Road, Hartley, discharged shotgun at me. I want firearms and sniper to hear, and please put radio on and talk through. Over.
I have all that, Inspector.
And none of them around. Where do you want them?
Just keep them well out of the way, ma'am.
Mrs. Maskell.
Wallace is getting her.
I don't want him to see her yet. Keep her well back. And for God's sake, tell everyone to be careful. Inspector Darby to Superintendent Lake.
Superintendent Lake, I'm at Hartley. How is it?
Serious. He's in this cottage with his daughter and a 12-bore. I've got him contained. Are you coming out, sir?
I'm on my way. Keep him contained. Start a dialogue. We'll sort it out. Over and out.
Is the chief coming, boss?
Mr. Lake's coming.
Well, I suppose we'd better keep things quieting down until he comes.
Until he comes, Sergeant, I'm in charge. I'll make the decisions, don't worry.
Yes, boss.
The batteries were flat, so I bought 6 U2s out of my own money.
Make out a chitty.
Oh, I will, Mum.
Not now, Roland.
No, Mum.
George?
bloody woman, cop. I'll come out when I want to. My daughter Maureen's with me. Your bloody government won't be shooting me and hitting her.
Dr. and Mrs. Maskell are here.
OK, keep her away, but I'll speak to the doctor.
I'm gonna kill myself and my daughter now unless you get your men away from here. You want me to kill myself and my Maureen? You want to watch it? A free show, I'll do it. The two of us have got nothing to live for. Nothing.
Inspector Darby to Hartley.
Receiving, ma'am.
Is Superintendent Lake still there?
Left 10 minutes to go. He's in his private car, ma'am. On radio, but we don't have contact.
Phone HQ. See if you can get a traffic patrol to intercept and hurry him up. Situation with armed man developing. He's now threatening life of daughter. We need him here very fast.
Oh, we're not to ever harm you, Maureen. The threat's for their benefit. Is the migraine a bad one?
Yes, Dad.
Oh, Maureen, sorry. But we will escape. You and me. I'll work out a way.
What do you think?
I agree with Joe. You've nothing really to lose having a talk to them. I wouldn't like the situation going quiet, giving him time to sink deeper into his mood.
Get Mrs. Maskell.
There we are. Now, take 3 more of these. They're only aspirin.
Dad, I need water to swallow them.
Oh, we've no water, love, I'm sorry. Look, I know they're bitter, but you'll have to chew them to swallow them.
Maureen! It's your mother! Listen! I know you love her, Rodney. I know who kept her from you. I won't do that no more. Just come out. Or let Maureen come out. I'll do anything you want.
You lying bitch!
There's a way out of this. If you won't faint on me with your migraines.
I'm not going to faint, Dad.
Good. They'll think I'm threatening your life. I'll put a gun to your head and pretend I'm going to shoot you if they don't let us go. That's it. That's how we'll get out.
Mr. Lake should be here by now. Shall I try and find out where he is?
Super won't save you, Joseph.
It's his experience in these situations.
Go away, Joseph.
Yes, boss.
You just walk very slowly in front of me, downstairs and out back. I'll be behind you. I'll have my left hand on your left shoulder, right hand pressing gun into your side. I'll tell them to get back. We walk slowly to the car.
Dad, you say you won't shoot me.
No, Maureen.
You'd never shoot me.
Of course not.
I won't do what you tell me, Dad. And I'm going to leave this room now, Dad.
Afternoon, man. Have you got a statement for press?
Would you please get back? Go away for a moment. I'll talk to you later.
Just a few words on the situation.
My word is, if you don't get back there and stay there, you're obstructing officers in the execution of their duty.
It's my job to inform my readers, like it's your job to sort that bloke out.
Later! Get off with you!
Ambulance here.
Any sign of Mr. Lake?
None.
How would he stop me?
You would not leave, Maureen.
said you wouldn't shoot me.
No.
You will or you won't.
Won't. They will shoot you. They will kill you. They know that you are part of me. Look, just give me a moment, will you? Just one moment. Come to a decision. I don't think we will escape, Maureen. I reluctantly conclude that. But they were not on me to capture. Neither me nor you. The innocent in all this. We are joined by love, Maureen. Will you remember that? Because it will always be so. And remember, please, for all time, that I love you, dearest child.
Yes, Dad.
Time to go. You lead the way. Do not turn around, Maureen. Do not turn around.
Request ambulance service.
Have you a statement, Sergeant Beck? I have, Mr. Cowley. It rained a little this morning, but it was fine. And it'll probably rain again before today's out. But don't quote me till we've cleared it with our PR bloke at HQ, right? Thanks.
Well, how the hell did this happen? Didn't you make any dialogue at all with him?
We simply didn't have time to establish a dialogue, sir.
Let's talk about you, not we. Didn't you make any deal with him at all? What went wrong?
You can see what went wrong, sir.
Well, it's a hell of a cock-up, isn't it?
So?
Then I'll go to headquarters. Try to start to explain this. You better make your report.
I have to clear up here.
No. Chief Inspector Morell is coming. He better take charge.
City or county morgue, boss?
City. Organise Mrs. Maskell to identify the body, then wait here for Chief Inspector Morell. After that, pick up Mr. Porter. I'm going to find that girl of his. And that bloke, Peter.
Yes, boss.
Sergeant Beck.
Yes, boss?
Come here, Sergeant Beck. Don't ever call me boss again. Call me Ma'am. Don't ever open a car door for me, or an office door. I can do that for myself. Don't ever put your hand out to help me climb over anything. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm here to stay, Joseph. So you can forget all those jokes about women and your snide looks. And then we'll be all right, you and me. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Tom,
Hello, love.
how did the interview go?
Oh, not bad. Said they'll let me know. Tell you all about it. Come on, come on.
I'm just putting a report in to type. I'll have to come back later to sign and dispatch it.
Right, I've got a bloody capon in the oven. It'll spoil if you don't come now.
Right.
What sort of a day have you had?
Not too good. I'm coming home now, love, anyway.
Right. Kettle's on.
And we're back.
What's that burning smell?
Burning, you mind? It's a traditional dish. Called fried eggs stuck to the bottom of the pan.
Can you eat it?
I take it you prefer cereal, dear.
After shift. What time do you train?
11:15.
Now go easy with your dad. No rows, no problems.
No way.
Just give him a lot of love. Half of it from me. And don't feel you have to hurry back.
Well, first you criticise my cooking, then you say you'd hold me back. It's a great start to the day, isn't it?
How are you, Dad?
Trouble.
How is she?
She's very ill.
Go to the hospital then, eh?
I've just come from it. I'm on my way home.
Well, there's a taxi.
I can walk.
We'll take a taxi, Dad.
Well, if you've got money to burn.
You look tired, Dad.
Well, I've been up with her 4 nights. You want a beer?
I fancy a cup of tea, actually.
Well, you can make that. I'll just have a couple of beers and then I'll lay down for a bit.
Then we'll go to the hospital. We'll go to the hospital after you've had a nap, eh?
Tell me, Summit, why did you really come?
What do you mean? Of course I come.
The visits you've paid us, I can count on me 2 hands.
Now, we've been through all that before.
Maybe to your satisfaction, not to mine.
Now, don't be like that, Dad. I wanted to come.
You've never shown that much interest in your stepmother?
Look, it's just that... Well, it took me a long time to get used to the idea that when my mum died, you remarried a touch too fast.
No. Or remarried a touch too low.
Oh, well, no, that's not true either. You know it. Look, I may be 100 rotten things, but I'm not a snob.
Well, Mary always... She's dying, Tom. You're her stepmother. And I'm not at all sure I want you here.
Well, I'd like to stay. But sleep on it. Hmm? And if you want me to, I'll go.
Massive cerebral hemorrhage.
Was my father there when it happened?
Yes, he was. Of course, you're not supposed to move the patient. He did. Now, he knows he shouldn't have moved her, and that's upset him a bit. Oh, we're doing all we can. We must just wait for nature to take its course. We can't predict when she'll come round. But it doesn't look too good, Tom.
Can I
Excuse me.
Can I start me down? Is he physically okay?
Oh, yes, yes. Of all our merry band of volunteers, nobody puts in more hours than he does. A year ago, we had a house father and mother who were both injured in a car crash. It's hell's own job finding replacements. But your dad insisted on stepping in, helping to look after 11 children for a month, driving, cooking, doing everything for them.
I didn't know about that.
Oh, it knocked him out a bit afterwards, not unnaturally, but normally he's got the constitution of a horse.
I didn't even know he could cook.
Oh, yes. He can do anything when he sets his mind to it. No, it's never his physical fitness I'm worried about. It's more his psychological state.
And what's that?
Well, it's hard to explain, but somehow, you know, he's a deeply unhappy man. Now, there are people like him. Mary gives him the home life and apparent security, but he's the sort who'll never be content, who never feels that he's really got to grips with his life. Feels that he's never achieved enough.
And what happens if Mary dies?
I don't know. Maybe the rugged individualist will come unstuck. I'll tell you something, though. Your father has given his all to this hospital. And if Mary goes, I just want to say, you'll never be short of friends here.
And send this report to HQ marked for the attention of Mr. Hallam.
Right, ma'am.
Oh, and I've had confirmation that Renshaw can go on the driving course. So would you like to tell him the good news?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Gallagher's back from his walking tour today, isn't he?
If you call a 24-hour stroll on the moors a tour, ma'am, yes.
Actually, I'm a bit concerned about him. Twice when I talked to him last week, I sensed... he seems a bit distrayed, does young Davy. Any idea why?
No, ma'am.
Not holding back on me, are you, Sergeant?
No, ma'am.
Do you still think he's a good copper?
He's a reasonable lad, basically sound.
I think so.
He's a bit loud, you know. That's the Scots background. A bit quick with an opinion, a bit off on the humour, like. But we think well enough of him.
You, George, and the others in this station know more gossip than the CIA. You must know the foreman Gallagher.
Well, now you mention it, he did say something to one of the lads some thought he'd had about a transfer.
Transfer? But he's hardly just arrived from Strathclyde.
Yes, ma'am.
Get your ear to the ground, Joseph, see what you can find out. Oh, and when Gallagher comes in, ask him to see me.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you, lad?
OK, Gerald.
Still living off the immoral earnings of the police?
Aye, something like that.
It's been a long time, Tom. Country's in a worse bloody state than when we last met. You got anything to do with that?
No, Gerald.
Well, I wouldn't give you a fiver for the whole of the United Kingdom. Well, it's back to my penthouse. So do you feel like a walk, a talk, and hit the pubs at appropriate hour?
Well, I could do with a bite to eat.
Sandwich or something more substantial?
I'm eating since breakfast.
Then it's Britley's answer to the Savoy drill. Come on, lad.
Gerald?
Hello.
Sir, would you care to order, please?
Well, for me, chicken korma, please.
With chips or rice?
Oh, with rice.
Come on, Tom. You're being a snob. I bet you want it with chips.
No, I don't. I want it with rice.
Half a tandoori chicken. With chips.
Any vegetable?
Not for me, thanks, no.
Yes, please. Dal, bindi, and a couple of naan.
Thank you, Mr. Gerald.
Oh. Yes, you're right. We wouldn't have preferred chips. We haven't ordered any drink.
No, we don't have to. He knows we're only here for the beer. How long are you down for?
A couple of days. Just depends how it goes with Mary.
How is your stepmother?
Not good.
How's your dad taking?
He's very upset.
You know, I see quite a lot of him.
Yeah?
Twice a week, chess club, St. Thomas's Old People's Home. He organises it. And I get threatening phone calls from him if I don't turn up.
Dr. Maidment was saying he's very useful at the hospital.
Well, he may be very charitably disposed towards the hospital, but when he's talking about you...
Yeah, I know. I can imagine.
Did you never get on, even as a child?
I don't know. No, we didn't, no. No, it's as if he'd built a very solid wall between us. All my life I've thought, well, one day he'll take it down. I'll give him time, but... seems to be putting up more stones, making it stronger.
Rather a complex simile?
No, it's not a simile, it's the truth.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Cheers. Well, good health.
Sup up, lad.
I got that's a nice drop of stuff in it.
I told her so. So, how's the work?
Well, you know what I'm doing?
Oh, your dad's always on about you and the social services.
And what does he say about you?
Don't you know?
Not really.
Well, all sorts of things.
Well, come on, give us an example.
You two really don't communicate, do you?
Come on, what does he say about me, Joe?
Well, he feels it's the same way as I do, Tom, about what you've done with your life. By the way, this is my treat to social workers and less than teachers, I believe.
What do you mean he feels the same way as you do?
Oh, later, Tom, when we've eaten and I've drunk enough Dutch courage, eh?
Come in. Oh, David, sit down, please. I'd like to talk with you. You still happy here?
Yes, Mum.
Sure?
Yeah.
There seems to be an opinion in general circulation that recently your mind's not on the job.
But it is, Mum.
It's not what I hear, David. Is there anything troubling you here? Any problems with the other men?
No, Mum.
Is it a problem at home?
No, Mum.
Trouble with a girlfriend?
I don't have a girlfriend, Mum.
I'll ask you again. Sergeants Beck and Parrish would likely have noticed any problems here. So, is it a problem at home?
No, Mum. Yes, Mum.
Now, come on, David. If there's some worry you're bringing in here from home that's taking your mind off your work, I must know what it is. So what is it?
Well, it's my stepfather, Mum.
Yes?
Well, you know what? I transferred here because my mother remarried Harry Bentham in Hartley. Well, I'm not getting on with my stepfather. That's putting it mildly. We've big rows all the time. And my mother keeps taking his side in the arguments. Well, I only came here because she came here. And, well, I'm thinking of asking for another transfer. I thought maybe I could go back to Glasgow.
A transfer? You've only just got here. Who told you you could bounce around from one police force to another like a yo-yo?
No one, Mum.
Now, come on, David, let's have it. What's been going on?
Well, for a start, my mother's unhappy.
How's that?
Well, since they married, he behaves different. His meals have got to be in time, he's tight with money, and even he goes out with his mates.
Well, that's like a lot of men, David, and a lot of marriages. What about these rows between you and him? What are they about?
I don't know. Well, sometimes they're about nothing.
You all live together, right?
Yeah. Well, some regular. Well, he just comes in and takes right against me. Before I know where it is, it's a shouting match.
Have you asked what's upsetting him?
I can't talk to him. It's impossible.
All right. Thank you for telling me. But you can't run around getting transferred from one place to another.
If I can't have this sorted out, I may have to leave the force altogether, Mum.
Oh, come on. That's a bit extreme.
I don't know if it is. Sorry to bother you with my family problems.
Well, don't worry yourself on that score. Everybody's got family problems. I've had them. My husband's got them at the moment. But you're too good a copper to lose because of some domestic trouble. We'll talk again later.
Thank you.
Can't remember my father being right about anything. Anything in his life to do with me. Why do you think he got it right?
But he agrees with me.
And why does he agree with you?
Now, look, Tom, you had me for years as a schoolmaster. You must have had enough of my opinions.
No.
When did I first teach you?
Form 2. Taught me history, then maths.
I remember you hated school.
Oh, no, when you were teaching.
You were a star pupil. You hated school. Everything was so easy for you and so hard for everyone else. You sailed through everything. A 13-year-old with a guilt complex because everything was so easy.
Guilt? I wouldn't have known what it was at 13, would I?
So everything was easy. But you couldn't get it to add up.
Add up to what?
Add up to life, Tom. With your talents, you could have done anything.
Oh, come on, Gerald, get off.
Really? You should have gone to university and been something.
What do you mean, been something?
Tom, you're fooling around at the butt end of society with people who can't get it to work. You had a first-class mind. I put a lot of effort into you. You've forgotten.
No, I haven't. I haven't forgotten.
Once in every 5 years or so, you get a star pupil. I gave you extra lessons, extra attention, extra encouragement, extra help. For what? When I was a lad, I was a star pupil. And I wasted my opportunities, exactly like you've wasted yours. And that angers me, because I should have stopped you doing it.
Hello?
Hello, sweetheart. How are things?
Fine, thanks. How's Mary?
Still unconscious. Now, the doctor says it's still touch and go.
What about your dad? He's good. And how are you?
Thoughtful. The natives haven't been too friendly.
Thoughtful about what?
Ah, Jean, I've got to make my mind up about this course in Dover. I've got to make the decision while I'm up here.
Okay.
I mean, it's really down to what the hell I'm going to do with my life, Britley's where it all started for me.
Okay. Well, you know, whatever you decide, I'll go along with it.
But whatever I decide... My dad's just come in. I better ring off, love.
Shall I have a word with him?
No, I don't think that's a good idea. He's not in the mood for talking to anybody. But I'll phone you tomorrow. God bless. How is she, Dad?
Well, the doctor seems a bit more confident.
Good.
Certainly her colour's better. He might be coming round, but he says not to get too excited about it.
Do you want a drink? Cup of tea?
No, no, Tom.
You want to talk?
No. Now she's shown an improvement, I think I might be able to get a good night's rest. I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, good night, Dad.
Oh, by the way, I met your old girlfriend, Nikki...
Taylor?
Aye. Placed here in town. Says she might give you a ring in the morning.
Oh, dear. Hello?
Tom?
Yes?
Nicky?
Hello?
How are you?
All right.
Doing anything for lunch?
No?
Could we meet?
Look, Nicky, I don't know if...
You don't know what?
Well, I'm up here to see my dad, actually, not really to socialise.
Socialise? I only want to get a look at you.
Look, I'm a happily married man, Nicky.
It doesn't sound like you, Tom Darby, hiding behind a woman's skirts.
All right, well, I'll meet you the Three Horseshoes, all right?
Right, say 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Nicky.
Hello, Tom.
What would you like to drink?
A gin and tonic, please.
A gin and tonic. Thank you. Oh. Oh, you're looking good.
It's years since I've last seen you. You've aged.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I mean, you've always had craggy good looks, but I think you're taking it a stage too far. More crags, less looks.
Once again. How much is that?
65 pence, please.
Sure, thank you.
Yep.
Well, we should sit down.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been a long time, Tom.
So what have you been up to?
What, your dad's never told you?
No.
He's never mentioned me.
No?
Well, I see him around, I talk to him.
Well, he's never said.
Well, I got married and I got divorced, almost in the same breath. I'm living with an old mate of yours, George Beale. He's got his own garage now.
Georgie Beale? Hey, how is he?
First, ask how I am.
All right.
I still miss you. Still in love with you. I sometimes wonder how on earth I let you out of my clutches. To marry a policewoman? I mean, if it wasn't so tragic, it'd be a laugh. Apart from that, I'm okay.
Good.
This morning on the telephone, I got the impression you didn't want to see me. Why?
Well, you know how it is. I mean, Hartley's only 70 miles from here. Somebody walks into this nice little cosy pub and sees us and Well, somehow word gets back to Jean, doesn't it?
I just don't see it. Tom Darby, completely under a woman's thumb. What a shame.
No, not under the thumb. I just care very much about my wife and her feelings. Not so insensitive to know that feelings can be hurt very easily.
Good for you. There aren't many champions of marital propriety around these days. She's a lucky girl.
So why did you want to see me then?
Oh, chat, talk, gossip. You know, we haven't completely forgotten your existence, Tom. Quite a few folk around here still remember you.
But what do you really want, Vicky?
Well, I always felt you left in rather a hurry. Not an indecent hurry, but, well, I never really got the chance to talk things over with you before you were gone. I suppose I've been thinking about what I would have said over these years.
Oh, go on.
No, it's nothing, really. Though I do blame you sometimes.
Blame me for what?
For why I got married. Well, it was on the rebound from you. And I can blame you for getting divorced. Because him and me, well, we were never going to be like us. You know and I know. It would have worked. Us married.
I don't know.
So, you've ended up in the back end of nowhere, married to a uniform. Hartley? Wasn't it supposed to be New York or Paris?
No, it wasn't. I never said anything about New York or Paris in my life.
I want to give you something. I came across them the other day. You know I kept every letter anybody ever wrote me. Well, here's a few you wrote when you left Britley. They're all about you, your ambitions, what they were, what you wanted to be. They make interesting reading.
How is she? Oh, progress, we think. She came round, she spoke a little. Fingers crossed time. Afraid I can't be more specific. But it's always in the lap of the gods. Now, Tom, I'm a bit concerned about your father.
Me too.
I gave him some pills, like tranquilizers, but he says he won't take them. Perhaps you can put a bit of pressure on him, eh?
Right.
How is it done? Oh, she said a few words. I told her you were here. She seemed pleased. Got a bit of colour, don't you think? Yeah. Well, don't feel you have to hang around.
The doctor says you ought to take a pill and get some relaxation.
Oh, well, that's just them, ain't it? Doctors, pill for this, pill for that. I don't need that pills.
Yeah, well, I can sit with her, you know.
No. No, it's my job to be here with her. Take no umbrage, I prefer to do it alone.
Right, well, I'll go back to the house then.
Oh, Jared called by. He left a message. He said to tell you to see on the bridge about 4:15.
Oh, yeah. I'll see you later.
Thanks for coming. Just wanted to chat.
Well, it's a bit early for pubs. Do you feel like a breath of air?
Tall lake.
Sure lake it is.
You know, I used to fish here. Cycle up every weekend. Get away from the house for a bit. Fish and fantasize. I was going to be the greatest racing driver in the world. Mike Hawthorne eat your heart out. It's amazing how long that fantasy lasted. I was 16 or 17.
Oh, aye.
I was resisting your advice even then. You were preaching, get your O levels, get your A levels. I'd be thinking quietly, what's the point? Next stop, Spa, Le Mans. I've always had this quiet little voice inside me, always resisting advice. Bloody nuisance. I'm actually looking for advice, it's still there, chuntering away. Dad called me and told me Mary was ill. One of the first things I thought was, well, when I get up there, at least I'll be able to see you.
Oh, aye.
You're the biggest influence in my life, Gerald. There was one thing I really wanted to talk to you about.
Always ready to listen, Tom.
Well, I'm coming up 40. 12 months' experience as a social worker behind me, but I'm not qualified. I've got a chance to go to college in Dover for 2 years, get my certificate of qualification in social work, CQSW.
Yes?
Dover's 300 miles from Hartley. I'll be away from Jean for long periods. 300 miles is a bit far for a trip home at the weekend.
So?
I don't trust my capacity to make decisions anymore. In the past, I always made decisions, well, right or wrong. I approached them rationally. Now, reason says a future as a professional in the social services is crazy. Instinct says take it, go to Dover, get qualified. I don't know how to analyse that instinct. Don't know if I can trust it.
You really want my advice?
Yes.
The fact that you're talking about this in an emotional way says you're further along the road with your decision than just an instinct to do it. You're looking for you're looking for something more than just a qualification. You're looking for an answer to what is so far a highly disorganized existence.
Maybe.
More than maybe. And you're only halfway there when you make your decision. The rest is down to the single-mindedness to see it through. And on the basis of your track record so far, Tom, that's going to be your bigger problem.
Mr. Bentham?
Aye?
Inspector Darnley.
But I can't break off work. We've got a big exports order on, which is bloody rare enough. I've got to check this stop for cutting room.
Please go ahead.
On phone, you said it was David you wanted to talk about.
Yes.
So, what's on your mind?
We think very highly of David.
Oh, aye.
We think he has potential. He's good at his work. Or rather, was good at his work. Lately, something's happened, and he seems very preoccupied.
Any of this to do with me?
He's told me things aren't happy at home.
Oh, came gossiping to you about my home, did he?
You may not think I have a right to ask David questions about his home life, Mr. Bentham, but if his work is suffering as a result of some domestic crisis, then I must. Your stepson's told me there've been rows at home.
Has he?
He says he doesn't really understand what they're about, and he didn't think he'd be able to get to the bottom of them. I'm asking you if I can help.
There's nothing to be done, miss. I feel an outsider in my own home.
Could you explain what you mean by that, Mr. Bentham?
Are you interested in my point of view?
Yes.
I met and courted Mary Gallagher in Glasgow, a widow of 10 years' standing. And when I married her, I didn't realise that mother and son were inseparable. That where she went, he went. Do you understand that?
I know that David's father died when he was young. All his life he must have been very close to his mother.
It's all right when he's on shift. When he's home for the evening, I come home after a full day's work, and I want a quiet night with the wife. And the table's laid for 3, and he's sitting in front of my TV set. And him and his mother have already worked out what channels are to be watched that night. I feel an interloper, so I go out for a drink with my mates.
I sympathise with you, Mr. Bentham.
You do?
You've got a point. I think we shall both have to talk to David.
Hello?
Tom? Eric Maitland here.
Oh, hello, Doctor.
I've been trying to get hold of you. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. Your stepmother passed away half an hour ago.
There was nothing we could do. I'm very sorry.
Is my father there?
Yes.
Well, I'll be along right away, Doctor.
So sorry, Dad.
George. They'll want to take her away.
No, I'll be with her as long as I can. She opened her eyes, you know, I thought. And she just went.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Look, I don't want him getting morbid sitting there all day. I'll tell him he must go and have a cup of tea with you in the tea bar.
Yes, I know it is. Thought you might fancy a cup of tea, Dad.
I will.
Can I get you a beer, Dad?
I've got to make the funeral arrangements. See Mr. Evans?
Now, look, I can do all that for you, Dad.
No, I do that for Mary. Not a stranger.
Oh. Well, that's it. I'm a stranger.
Well, aren't you?
Look, I think I've had about enough of this, Dad. I mean, it may not be the most appropriate time to have this out, but... Well, I can't find any moment when the barriers are down and we can communicate.
What do you want? I mean, you've already worked it out. I'm worth a Christmas card and a phone call on my birthday to check that I'm alive. I want an out from you. What do you want from me? You go your own way, whatever that may be. You know, I don't even know who the hell you are anymore.
Do you ever know, Dad?
All I do know is you didn't make much of your life. Fine brain, fine start in life, leading to note.
Now, can we just get this thing settled now, once for all?
Oh,
Now, come on,
don't
just once and for all.
bother.
I'm going to say it, Dad. Well, ever since my mum died, you seem to have had it in for me. I've tried, God knows I've tried to get you to show some signs that you, well, just have any feeling for me. Everybody in Brittany says what a great bloke you are. Generous and thoughtful for others, but you've never shown it to me.
You're a hard judge.
I'm sorry, Dad, no. No. Well, that's my problem. I'm a weak judge. Well, you say I've got this great intelligence. Have I? Well, Nicky Taylor gave me back some letters that I wrote years ago. They've all been wrong. I'm not a brilliant high hopes future captain of industry. I was an idiot. The only thing I wanted in life was a brand new Jaguar car.
Well, you certainly didn't get that.
No, I didn't. I bloody didn't, no. No, I'll tell you what I did get, though. I'll tell you how I used my intelligence. I used it to work out what I don't need, what I don't want. I don't want money, I don't want possessions, I don't want public approval. I think this society is so rotten, only a fool would spend a lifetime trying to make it, getting on. Well, I reject it. I'm after basic values. I love my wife. We try to make each other happy. This trip home has been very important to me, Dad. I always used to think I wasn't committed enough in my life, but talking to you and Gerald and Nicky, I realise I've made quite a bit of progress down the years. I'm very sorry about Mary. I just hope that one day there'll be some miracle and just get to understand each other just a bit better, Dad.
Come in.
You wanted to see me, Mum?
Oh, yes, David. Come in, sit down. I had a chat with your stepfather yesterday, over at the mill.
Did you, Mum?
I try not to be an interfering busybody, David. When there's something affecting your work here, I must look into it. Understood?
Yes, Mum.
Your stepfather says that when he comes home in an evening, your mother's laid the table for 3, you and she have decided the night's telly, he feels an outsider in his own home.
But it's my mother that wants all these things. She asked me to come down here. She insists on cooking for me, and she wants to watch telly with me.
Then I think you're going to have to be a bit more forceful, David, and make certain things clear to her. It's time to cut the apron strings and become independent. And she's got to learn not to be so dependent on you. You're neither of you being fair to this poor man. You've both of you got to give him a chance. All right?
Yeah.
Now, are you short of money, David?
No.
Well, why not start looking for a flat of your own? Make your own life. It's not an order, just forceful advice. All right?
Yes, Mum.
That's it. Off you go.
Thank you.
Oh, and David, practice your dance steps, go out and get a girlfriend, and enjoy life. And that is an order.
Thank you, Mum.
Have we got any garden shears, Dad?
In tool shed.
Right.
What do you want them for?
Well, it's no criticism of you, but, well, my mum's grave is a bit untidy. I thought I'd just clean it up a bit. All right.
Tom.
Yes, Dad?
Don't matter.
Right, well, I'll be about an hour, eh?
grief.
I've caught you at it.
You're here? How?
I'm going back on Wednesday for the funeral.
Is it right to leave you, Dad?
Yeah, it's all right. Seriously, friend's a better friend than me.
Didn't work out.
No.
Depressed?
Bit. Well, at least I made up my mind about Dover. Going to apply for the job.
I'm glad. We'll make it work. We'll do it.
Sure?
Yes. Now, how about something to eat?
What have we got?
Not here, out. I'll get changed. I can be ready in 10 minutes. You get yourself unpacked.
Yes, yeah.
Come on, cheer up. Dover's the biggest decision you're going to make this decade. Let's be happy about it.
You're on.
Next on Drama, we catch up with London's finest police. The good folk of Sun Hill are on the beat. In the bill.
Janice, what is all this? What's happening? What have you done?
Mr. Coop?
Huh?
Are you Mr. Coop?
Yes. What is all this? All I've heard sounds like rubbish.
Thank you, Bentley.
Right.
Janice, what have you done? What are you doing here?
Come in.
The girl's father's arrived, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Ask them to come in, will you?
I don't know what she's done, you see. That's the problem.
Would you like to come into the inspector's office, Mr. Coop? And you, love.
Janice, what have you done? Oh, it's the shock of it all, I'm afraid.
Janice,
I've not kept anybody waiting, have I? Because if I've kept somebody waiting...
Mr. Coop?
Yes?
I'm Inspector Darbley. Sit down, please.
You'd expect a woman. I'm sorry. What's really confused me is that I'm usually in bed at this hour.
In bed?
Yes.
It's lunchtime.
I work nights.
Oh.
I'm on ovens.
Ovens?
Mr. Toasty Bread's Ramsbottom Bakeries.
Ramsbottom's 15 miles away.
Eh?
Have you got a car?
I go up bus. It's getting back that's the problem. People are very kind, though. Aren't they, Janice? I get lifts.
Mr. Coop, when Janice left home to go to school this morning, she didn't actually turn up there.
Oh, well, if that's all, that's happened before, has that? She's very studious at heart, though, aren't you, Squidge? That's what I call her. Squidge.
How old are you, Janice?
11.
Mr. Coop, do you know what she did instead of going to school?
No, I never saw the policeman who came to the house. They just woke me up. They said, get down there, it's your responsibility.
They? Who's they?
My wife and me sister-in-law.
Where did you go, Janice, instead of school? Janice, where did you go?
Laundrette.
Where?
Laundrette.
What, bottom of our street?
Yeah.
Well, you take our stuff for a woman to wash? Why else would she go there?
Tell your dad why else, Janice.
I stole things.
What?
Stole other people's washing.
You stole other people's washing?
Oh, shut up, Dad.
Oh, well, not shut up. Can't believe it, sort of washing.
Some of it were half wet.
You stole wet washing?
Oh, don't repeat everything.
Oh, all right, all right, all right. Don't start that, Squidge. Well, do you understand it? Why take what's she do with it?
You're not short of sheets and towels yourself, are you, Mr. Coop?
No, I don't think so. Is that what she took?
Constable Bentley was the arresting officer.
Huh?
I was in my car when it came over on the personal radio. Janice went into the laundrette and picked up 3 bags of washing that had been left there to be washed. The lady in charge recognised her and gave chase.
Well, with that, Mrs... What's her name?
Yeah.
Well, she were about to recognise you.
I know.
Well, then, why do you do it?
Well, when I went past the railway station, I saw Janice and recognised her from the description. So I stopped and brought her in.
Oh, this is all true, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is. Janice, why did you go to the railway station?
Like it.
Did you go there a lot? You can sit there on your own, I suppose, and nobody bothers you. Is this the washing?
Yeah.
Mary.
Now, Janice, I'm going to ask your head teacher the same questions. I want you to tell me the truth. Do you often play truant from school?
No, like I said, she's very studious.
I asked Janice,
Sorry.
Mr. Coop. Are you unhappy at school?
No.
Then why stay away? Janice, the more you tell me, the easier it is for me to decide what's best for you.
Ma'am, if I could interrupt, there is one further point.
Yes, what?
When I saw Janice at the railway station, she was in the act of transferring washing from one bag to another.
What of it? Was it too heavy to carry? You mean your arm ached?
Ma'am, I'm sorry, but it's not just that. She was about to leave the 2 bags behind and walk away with the one that she'd filled with undies.
Undies?
Knickers, such like.
Knickers?
You mean that bag contains only underwear?
Yes, ma'am.
Janice, is this true?
Yeah.
Is that what you went in to steal?
Yeah.
Well, grown-up knickers don't fit our Janice, do they?
I can deduce that for myself, Mr. Coop. Did you take underwear for yourself, Janice? Did you take it for someone else? Did someone else ask you to take it?
Somebody else? What do you mean, somebody else? You don't mean me, do you?
Not necessarily. Did you?
Eh?
Did you?
No.
Eh?
He didn't.
You mean someone else did?
Yeah.
Oh!
Nobody.
Janice, who asked you? Will you tell me in private?
No.
Why not?
I promised.
Who?
Promised not to tell.
Well, if it wasn't your dad, who was it? Surely not your mum. Who else lives in your house? Janice, who asked you?
Oscar.
Huh?
Who's Oscar? Janice, who's Oscar?
Promised him last time.
What last time?
When I give him brassiere.
Brassiere?
Oh, Janice pinched her Auntie Vera's brassieres. Oh, so we thought.
Who's Auntie Vera?
Why, sister. She lives with us.
Did you take her brassiere? What did you do with it?
Give it to Oscar.
What for?
He asked me.
Who is Oscar?
I don't know.
Janice, now stop this nonsense and tell me who Oscar is.
It's the commander.
Commander? What of? Janice, what does Oscar command?
The security patrol.
Security?
What's she talking about?
Janice, what security patrol?
Intergalactic.
Hey?
Intergalactic.
You mean Oscar is a spaceman?
Yeah.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Does he arrive in a rocket ship?
Yeah.
Where?
In park.
What does Oscar look like?
He's in a shiny suit, isn't he?
Does he speak English?
Eh?
Does he speak English?
Well, it's more like thought transference, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. That's how they tell me all the plans. Sometimes they leave a security man behind just to keep a check, you know. Inhabits a human being's body, and that person knows nothing about it.
Is that how you came to meet Oscar, through another patrol member?
I were contacted.
By somebody you know? What does Oscar want?
I give him washing.
Did he ask for it?
Think he had to ask a girl, didn't he? 'Cause it were brassiere, and then all this washing.
He asked you?
Yeah. Said Janice, I want this washing.
An intergalactic patrol came to Hartley and asked you for a plastic bag stuffed with knickers?
Yeah. Said Janice, I have to find out how they live.
I'll tell you what, Janice. It's going to take a day or two for me to decide what action to take. You won't mind talking to me again, will you? Good. If you wait outside now, I'll just have a word with your dad. Mr. Coop, in my opinion, that child is extremely distressed, not to say disturbed.
Oh, don't say that.
We have to find out why.
We're such good pals. We go fishing together and... Well, I'll take her to the cricket and the bowls, actually.
How about friends of her own age?
Well, she's got friends, got plenty of friends, of course she has.
Is she happy at school?
Very.
Then why play truant? What about her home? Is she happy at home?
Yes, of course she is.
And you?
Me?
You.
I've got a regular job, and there's plenty it hasn't.
That's not what I asked, Mr. Coop.
Oh. No, well... Since wife's mother died and Vera come to live with us, it's been... What with Mr. Pengelly and everything.
Who's Mr. Pengelly?
The lodger.
Is that man all right?
No.
I thought not. What's up with him?
Dunno. Yep. What did you want, Joseph?
I've got a bit of a problem, actually. CID want to borrow some of our lads for an hour or two.
Oh?
And it's all come about at once, what with their leave and this massive observation at Clough Bank.
Is it really that massive?
Well, it's a disused pickle factory with 4 exits.
Which they think is being used for a drugs ring.
Yeah.
Why don't they just go in?
They're waiting to snatch Mr. Big.
If I had a fiver for every time I've heard CID say that, I wouldn't be living in Hartley, I'd be on the French Riviera. What about CID from other divisions?
Well, actually, it's headquarters drug squad that asked me. It's one of those nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more jobs.
What's that supposed to mean?
They've had 2 or 3 senior men fall out with stomach runs because they went to a dodgy restaurant when they should have been keeping watch. I mean, if we do them a favour now, they'll do us one later on.
Listen, if I had a fiver for every time I'd heard CID say that, I would own the French Riviera. And what about you, Roland? Why didn't you tell me about the knickers in the first place?
Knickers?
Oh, sorry, ma'am. I was out to know about the spaceship.
Spaceship?
What exactly do you want, Joseph?
Well, it's just for this evening, ma'am. I think I can fiddle my way around it. A couple of men and a car and I'll look in myself. That's all they want.
Who are you dealing with?
I'm not dealing direct. It's Dave Melchett and that's Sergeant Winstanley at headquarters.
I know. Well, if I was Sergeant Melchett, I'd want some favours in advance. Like some of our outstanding crimes cleared up.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Eh?
Say no more, son. Thank you, ma'am.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I suppose I thought it was just an ordinary thieving. But it's not, is it? It's a bit odd, isn't it?
Roland, it's something very odd.
How do you feel now, Rosamarina?
How do you think she feels?
Rosamarina, you are my wife. Janice is our child. Just this once I want to talk about her. Well, what's that supposed to mean?
Oh, leave her alone.
Quite apart from our own situation, Janice needs help. I'll send her to school so we can talk. What I'm supposed to do is stay with her. She might well be balmy.
Oh, it's all right, love. You let it all pour out. He laps it up, of course, but if it makes you feel any better, who cares? I don't ask for myself, Harold, but for her sake, make up your mind.
Don't speak to him, Vera.
Oh, I must speak to him. You're my lovey-dovey sister, quite apart from my own desperation.
I'll tell you the worst day of my life. The day all this started.
When you married me, I suppose.
No.
Oh, don't say the day you met me.
You know what I mean. Oh, stop it. Oh, can't breathe in here.
Oh, don't, love, it's not worth it.
Vera, for once in your life, tell the truth. You've taken it out on Janice, haven't you? You've pulled all sheets to your side of the bed, and you've pinched her, and you've called her horrible names, haven't you? You've thrown her homework away, and you've said she's ugly, haven't you?
Did she or did she not run off with my front fastening going out for a few drinks brassier?
Admit it, Vera. You've tortured Janice, haven't you?
What have you done to us?
Nothing. I haven't done anything. Oh, damn and blast the pair of you! Stop it! Think. The police are onto something. They know that something's wrong.
What? What's wrong?
Eh?
What is it that's wrong?
Don't be stupid.
We don't feel guilty, Harold, do we?
No.
You're a pair of diabolical monsters, that's what you are.
How can you say that about Vera?
I know I don't.
It's all right, Rosemarina. I don't expect him to apologise.
Oh, my God, what's the use?
On the other hand, if you wanted to ensure that Janice has a proper night's sleep every night, you know what to do about it.
What?
Reduce the overcrowding.
Huh?
Give Janice her own room.
We haven't got a room to give her.
We have if you want to.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Walter Pengelly has been a damn good friend to me, and no trouble at all. I will not throw him out. He's got nowhere else to go. He's got no job to go to, is there?
All right.
Who was it then that put those daft ideas about spaceships into her head?
Huh?
I suppose you think spacemen exist.
I do not.
Then what's Pengelly up to?
He's not up to anything.
You know very well it's Pengelly.
Oh, Vera. You don't say it'll lay hands on her.
Eh?
Oh, no.
We all know full well what he's done.
Ah, shut up. I'm trying to think.
I'm trying not to.
Oh. All right. All right. All right. I'm be damned to it. Where are you going?
You are?
Oh, where the hell do you think you're going?
Nowhere.
Well, they expect me to believe that. Oh, for pity's sake, Walter.
Don't shout at me.
I'm not shouting.
Calm down.
I am calm. You swine! Oh, Walter. You've been one of the few sane influences in my life these last 2 years. You and Janice.
Janice?
Yes.
I was just on my way out, actually, Harold.
Walter, I know you've not laid one finger on Janice, Walter. I know that.
Hey?
You're one of the lucky ones, you. You don't have to live day and night with a guilty conscience, do you, Walter?
No. No, do you?
Oh, you know damn well I do. Did you hear us shouting? Oh, I'm sorry, Walter. I can't hold out any longer.
Hold out?
Oh, I'm at me wit's end. I'm sorry, I need the room.
Oh.
You must move out.
Oh.
Today. Sorry. Actually, I think you'd better go now.
No bother, Harold, no bother. I mean, what do I own except what I stand up in? No, I tell a lie, actually. I've a shirt and some socks in the scullery. It's not mine, Harold.
What?
The shirt. It's one of yours.
What's wrong? Did you give him one of your own?
No.
I thought you had done. How'd you feel?
Oh, it's the spasms in my legs.
He's no idea, Harold, has he? What he is really is a muckheap.
The doctor says it's not physical, you know.
I know.
He says it's one of them nervous things.
I know. I could just eat a toffee, couldn't you?
Walter, I must ask you this one. I know what you feel about the vast unknown of space, Walter. But how far does Janice understand? I mean, does she...
What?
Nothing. Where will you go?
It's not myself I'm worried about, Harold. It's you. Do the women say it's my fault what Janice did?
Oh, well, it's their excuse, isn't it?
They won't make Janice hate me, will they?
Well, I won't, that's for sure.
Hang together, eh?
What?
No, I didn't mean hang, Harold.
Walter, I've got no business to ask this really, in a way, but in your heart of hearts, Walter, do you believe a spaceship could land in Hartley Park?
Well, certainly.
Eh?
Well, it's a big open space, isn't it?
Yes, I know. Well, I mean, I know that, Walter. I mean, I don't mean that really. I mean, suppose there was an intergalactic security patrol. Right. I mean, I know there isn't, but suppose... Oh, no, it's daft, isn't it?
What some people think is that the patrols land observers and pick them up a few weeks later. Oh, they don't wear space gear. They inhabit human forms.
Are you one of them?
Hey?
Nothing.
I suppose I'll be on your conscience as well now, Harold. I was your last hope, really.
Oh, no.
Can the police take Janice away?
Well, of course they can, which is what I must prevent at all costs.
That's me. You should have taken her away yourself long ago.
Yes, well, I know that, Walter. We've discussed that many times, Walter, and it's a closed subject.
I think I'll go up Shawcross Street. I saw a card in a window.
Oh,
Yes. Bed and breakfast.
I have thought of murder, you know. Either one or both of you. Except I've not done it because I'd lose Janice. And I'll not get away with it because I'm not sufficiently cunning. I can't think how to dispose of you.
Well, you could slide me into the oven with the French crusties.
That's not funny.
Oh, shut up, Harold Coop. Show some mercy for a change.
Mercy? Oh,
See?
my God.
It's those spasms. See what you've done again.
Well, I've thrown him out, haven't I? I've done what you wanted.
What about the doctor, love? Shall Harold fetch Dr. Hassan?
No, I'll have a green tablet in 10 minutes.
Oh, all right. You're an unsung saint, that's what you are.
It's still not too late, Rosemarina.
Oh, Harold. Why are men so stupid?
Come on, Chuck. Head up.
No? What are you doing?
Now keep still.
What you doing?
I said keep still.
Eh? Oh, there's no time for messing and mulking like that.
You can be
What
so
are you doing?
streperous when you want to be.
Give up!
Now.
What are you doing?
What do you think?
Oh, it's lovely. It's just right.
Right? For what?
Now put these on.
What?
Your mother's old glasses.
I'm not putting them on. Vera, I said no.
Now, get up and have a look.
Come on. Come on, Harold. Oh, is he all right, Vera?
He's all right, love.
I can't see a thing. I don't care what you say, come what may, I will not wear another person's glass, especially your mother's.
Tell him not to say that, Vera.
Do you think your father was killed by a female vampire, and if so, who was it?
Harold, it's time such light remarks were put a stop to. And if you don't dress up in these glasses and wear that jacket I bought at the jumble sale, you won't be able to look like somebody else, will you?
Somebody else?
Your cousin from London.
Well, I haven't got a cousin from London.
Oh, yes, you have, Harold.
You both know since the Spanish holiday tragedy, my one cousin's Maury in Fleetwood.
Harold, don't bring all that back.
It's all right, love. Que sera, sera. It's just that Harold pretends not to know just what Mr. Pengelly's departure involves.
Eh?
Well, Janice can be on her own. And because we've got a spare room at long last, me and you can get married.
Oh, look what you've done at her now.
She's weeping from happiness, aren't you, love?
I am, yes.
I don't believe it.
You wouldn't take me outside wedlock, Harold. So what alternative has that left us?
I can't breathe, Vera.
You did know what it meant when you sent old Walter packing?
No.
You did now. Come on, you know you'll make a lovely couple.
I believe in my vows.
Of course you do. So we'll just put these on and walk round the corner to buy some toffees because me and Rosemarina just fancy one. And then we'll go up to St. Mark's and see if we can find the vicar.
It's a good fit, Danny. It is. So he must really think of it as his own. He mustn't keep glancing at himself in shop windows.
True. You might think on that, Danny.
Actually, I feel ridiculous.
Well, you don't look it. Nikes, you know what headquarters have said. Get a man in closer. If these drug dealers are using one of the houses in Fairclough Street, it means they can observe us while we observe the pickle factory. No wonder there's a stalemate.
If they're using the houses.
So get a man in closer. There's 3 houses boarded up, 2 still occupied and 2 with squatters. Now, those are the ones. What squatters? Who are they? Do they have local accents or not? You'll soon sniff it out.
I'm going to sing the story today. It's about a baby duck who thought he was ugly.
Hello, Janice.
Turned out to be
Hello, love.
something else.
How are you?
There once was an ugly duckling with feathers.
Well, you see, it's me legs, the bad again.
And all other birds in
What, the
song
police lady lie?
Get out.
Sure she'll understand it was just one of them deaf moments.
Get out.
Don't you talk, love?
Get out of town.
Dennis, why don't you speak to me?
Where's me dad?
He went out the interfering. Brought me this office first.
Where've they gone?
Don't you stare at me like that! Janice, what is that for?
Where's Mr. Pengelly?
Janice, now come here. Oh dear, look, when you're grown up, life it won't seem like it does today. Your body won't seem like it does. Oh, you're only a child. The way you see people now, they won't look like that anymore.
Where's Mr. Pengelly?
I mean, for one thing, you'll have another notion of love.
Where is he?
Your dad threw him out. Now, look, Janice, wait a minute. It's all right. He's got somewhere to go. Shawcross Street. People like that, they always have... Janice, will you come back?
Come back! Come back, you little beggar! Come back!
Knickers? Laundrette? It's that Janice Coop again. Thank you very much indeed.
Well, how do I look, my darling?
Where are you?
Harold? Or should I have organza?
Organza?
Don't repeat everything, Chuck. This is the happiest day of our lives.
Stop sniffling, Mrs. Coop. This is a very serious matter. Now, why did your husband ask Mr. Pengelly to leave? Think carefully. Tell me the truth. Have you any reason whatsoever to suspect Pengelly's intentions towards Janice?
It's only this spaceship nonsense.
Did she give Pengelly your sister's brassiere? Have you ever seen Pengelly touch her? Janice ran straight out and stole again. Does she know where to find Pengelly?
Look, it's no use asking me. I enjoy very bad health. All I want's our future happiness.
Mrs. Coop.
Are you a mother?
No.
Well, then how can you possibly know?
Where is Walter Pengelly?
Shawcross Street.
What?
That's next to where the spaceship lands, Mum. I mean, in the park.
What can I do with this lot? It won't work, you know. You won't bring your dad to his senses. You'll just make the whole world think you're balmy.
They won't.
They will. Look what's happened so far. All that's happened so far is that I've got thrown out of my digs.
But will the others come?
Others? What others?
The security patrol. You have seen them, haven't you?
Yes, they have been seen.
Shining bright.
Yes,
Like knights in armour.
yes. Hang on.
What?
Here.
Who?
into Shawcross Street Security.
I didn't expect to see you here, Joseph.
All our lads are at the pickle factory. That's them, eh? You reckon this Pengelly's a transvestite?
I don't reckon anything yet, Joseph.
Hang on.
Walter Pengelly?
Eh?
I must ask you to accompany us to the police station.
What for?
What's in the carrier?
Carrier?
You are the receiver of these goods which I have reason to believe may be stolen. You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you say may be put in writing and given in evidence. What do you say?
Nothing. I'm not saying nothing at all.
Intergalactic, my eye.
Come on.
Well done, Danny. So far, so good. Were you followed?
You?
No.
Think I might have been.
Oh, for pity's sake, Danny.
It's that kid.
Not that one.
She hasn't taken her eyes off me for 10 minutes.
I don't wonder.
Eh?
Well, look at it.
It's the head of an antelope.
I can see that, Danny.
Somebody gave it for the jumble sale.
Well, what about the squatters?
They wouldn't even come to the door.
How do you mean?
I tried shouting through the letterbox. It's all right, I said. I'm the Reverend Fitzgibbon from Holy Trinity.
Fitzgibbon?
The first name that entered my head.
Could they have sent that kid after you?
Just what I was thinking myself.
Now, let's see what happens if I move away.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Do drivers of spaceships go to hell?
Eh?
If they do bad things.
Yes, I think they do.
Can you get God to help them?
I can try.
Can you help me?
What's your name?
Janice.
Well, I'm sure you can be helped, Janice. Where'd you live? This is a stuffed antelope head.
Do you believe in killing animals?
It's for a jumble sale.
Me Auntie Vera bought a jacket at a jumbo sale.
Did she?
For me dad.
Very nice.
It's for when he marries her.
Good.
No, it ain't.
Oh?
It's bad.
How's that?
He'll have 2 wives then, won't he?
Huh?
Well, me mam and stinking Auntie Vera.
Why are you telling me all this, Janice?
You're a vicar. You can make God stop him without me telling police.
Well, actually, if I were talking to God, I mean, if it was someone more important than you, and I knew that he could see right inside me, do you know what I mean?
I think so, just about.
Well, then what I'd have to say is that I did love Harold. I did. Do you know, I were always the one that suffered from me mum and Alvira, even though I were the oldest. And I just couldn't wait to get away. I couldn't wait to get married. I really couldn't. So much so that when Harold had taken me to the Empress Ballroom, well, I let him have his way with me. In those days, you see, there were dozens after me, I can tell you. And unfortunately, I got pregnant. And it were Harold. Well, not unfortunately, because I loved him. But you see, we had to get married. Well, not that we didn't want to. You know, we had a lovely time in Morecambe on our honeymoon. We did, we really did. What with one thing and the other, we were blissful. We were like two little birds in a cage. And then I had Janice and... Do you know Dr. Hassan?
Dr. Hassan?
Yes, at Woodland Grove. Well, not there's the tree in sight. What were I saying?
Dr. Hassan.
Oh, right, well... Do you know what he said? That what happened to me was the worst ever in his constituency.
Practice.
Yes, that's what I mean. Anyway, after it were all over, I mean... Oh, it's not just the mess I'm in, but... You know, what with me insides and my legs and my weight problem and this craving for toffees. It was after I'd had Janice Light with it, I just didn't love Harold. Oh, I did love him, but I didn't want to touch him. Or him touch me. Oh, you're a woman, you must know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Oh, well, it's very difficult, that kind of thing. I mean, I felt love for Harold. But you see, it was like a gassy cloud in the room. So what I suggested was, well, what I thought, especially after my mum had died, that if Harold wants to pursue that side of life with Alvira, well, then why doesn't he? And we can all live happily ever after. I mean, women have that kind of love, you know. I do. I have that kind of love for Harold and Alvira. She does. She has that kind of love for me. But men are so bloody proud, aren't they? Piddling little fools, actually. Do you know, Vera's a very romantic girl. Harold could do what he liked to. She'd take it in wonderful spirit. Do you know what I mean?
I think so.
Well, then you'll know, love, he's a coward. That's what he is. That's what's caused all this. That's what's ruined our Janice and brought us all to this ridiculous pass. I mean, if Vera and I can make chronic sacrifices, well, why can't Harold?
Why should I? Why should I do what they want? Bitches on bitches.
Who?
Vera and her mother.
Her mother's dead.
Are you sure?
Eh?
Oh, well, yes, well, I mean, I know she's dead. Countess Dracula. She was the one who... She hated our wonderful happiness. I mean, we'd have had an all day at the cricket with sandwiches, would Janice and Rosemarina and me. And Rosemarina wasn't ill then, you know. Oh, this is psychosomatic, deliberate malign influence, this is. Up until 2 years ago, Rosemarina were as sound as a bell. And I'd come home at 3 o'clock in the morning, and she'd throw her arms round me and she wouldn't half ring, I can tell you. And our Janice laughing away at her hopscotch.
At 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah?
I'm sorry.
Well, honestly, ours were a perfect marriage. And then Rosemarina's mother got ill and they blamed her for it. And they blamed Rosemarina for that Vera not getting a man of her own. And once it got guilt going, that were it. She put weight on, same as one of them big Russian hammer throwers. And then her mother died, and Rosemarina's legs gave out. And then she... I can talk about this man to man, can I?
You can, Harold. Man to man.
Because, I mean, I've not talked about this before. Not even Walter Pengelly. Well, not in so many words. She went off me. Do you understand? Nothing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you, has it?
Yeah.
It hasn't, does it?
Did you ever consider divorce? Huh? Marriage guidance?
Be daft.
Psychiatry?
You don't need that sort of help.
So you stayed because of Janice?
And Rose Marina. She's in Vera's power. I mean, what I think is that if I hold on just now, and I get our Janice happy, and then on the basis of that I can turn my attention to Rose Marina. See, I can fight back. Do you see what I mean? So, Janice's trouble was, she had nobody else to turn to, except Walter Pengelly, you see, and I have my doubts about him. He's seen spaceships. He's seen silver men and all that. He needs help, does Walter?
Did you tell the vicar of St Mark's you were your own cousin?
Yes.
Why?
So he'd read the banns for me and Vera.
Did you sign a form to say you were free to marry?
No. Next week, he said.
Then you're free to go, Mr. Coop. Huh? No offence has been committed.
Oh, well, it'll not happen now, of course, but, she booked photos, reception. As it is, she'll slaughter me.
Who?
Vera.
Well, all I can tell you is I know what they've all said. And what they've said isn't the truth, because actually, Harold and me have had what I would call one of those red-hot doomed love affairs for the past 15 years. Well, what was wrong was that I was under the age, and he's very passionate, is Harold. So he sought relief, as you might say, in a temporary whatnot with Rose Marina. Now, did she get pregnant on purpose, or did she not? Well, I don't know, and I never asked my mother's opinion because I was under the age and I daren't confide. But of course, as soon as she got Harold, Rose Marina didn't want him. And that led to the setting in of these physical complications. So, what I've tried to do is to put my own feelings aside and tried to... I mean, I must admit to you now, I like the cruel side of Harold's nature. And if Rose Marina's no good to him, well, why shouldn't I? Oh, but there you are, you see, they're so respectable. And as for the groceries, and as for washing Pengelly's sheets, and as for the... I don't know what I'm talking about, actually. I don't know if we both love him or not. I don't know what to think. Well, I suppose what we should have all thought of is Janice.
I suppose it is.
I hate her, you see. I've even tried waking her up by sticking pins in her. Can you believe that? Well, I think it's because I wish she were mine.
Where's my dad?
He's gone to work.
He won't be locked up, will he?
No.
What about me?
Well, I will talk to a social worker, and then to your teachers, and maybe a doctor, and then I'll talk to you and your mum and dad, and then I'll decide. Will you bring the drink with you? Families, what a nightmare. Did anyone ring my husband?
I did, actually.
Thanks.
Not at all.
My word, Roland, that limp does look bad.
Hi, Mum. She sold me a body swerve.
Good night, Mum. Good night, gents. Hang on. Where are you taking that antelope?
Well, I thought I would hang it on the front room wall.
You'll hand it over via me to the Holy Trinity Church Jumble.
Oh, come on.
I have worries about you, Danny. I really do.
Hello. Janice, isn't it? Remember me?
You weren't a real vicar at all, were you?
No. I was a copper.
What happened to Mr. Pengelly?
Who?
Mr. Pengelly received stolen goods, Janice.
Just put them into his hands.
He has no work and no fixed address. He's been charged and kept in the cells.
Your mother's waiting, Janice. Time to go.
He will come, you know.
Who will?
Oscar.
Who? Intergalactic Security Patrol.
Oh.
Space Commander.
Oh. What does he look like?
He wears a silver suit, doesn't he, Janice?
Yes, like a knight.
Heck. What do you reckon he'll do?
Oh, that's easy. He'll bring out his time guns and he'll obliterate Hartley.
Eh?
'Cause we don't tell the truth, and we've forgotten God.
Next on Drama, we catch up with London's finest police. The good folk of Sun Hill are on the beat. In the bill.
Lost then, are you, Fang? Or are you a recruit for the police dogs? You've got to take exams, you know. You've got to be a very bright dog to join our lot. Right, breakfast first, then we'll measure you. If you're up to standard, you... Morning, ma'am. Another stray.
Dr. Doolittle lives and can be found in Hartley Police Station. Morning, Joseph. Any other prisoners this morning?
No, it's very quiet. A couple of the lads are out keeping obs for that early morning milk bottle thief, that's all.
Mm-hmm. What do we know about Enstone taxis, Joseph?
Market Street. Bit of a ragtag outfit, really. Boss is Bill Enston, fat fella. Started taxi driving a few years ago. Now he's got some drivers working for him on a self-employed basis.
I've just driven past on my way in. The place looks like a breaker's yard. Cars parked all over the place. Send Martin down there, mark his card for him. Tell him if he doesn't cooperate and get his cars off the footpath, we'll give him some attention.
Enston won't like that, ma'am. Considers himself one of the economic arteries of Hartley, does our William.
You better go with Martin, then. Give him a firm warning. Tell him it's the last he'll get. I'll be keeping my eye on it.
Right, ma'am.
Bob.
Yeah?
Come on, Mrs. Turner. 27 Aristotle Street, you take her to South Terrace, you wait and you bring her back after. Oh, come on, it's a rush job. She's late as it is already.
Send one of t'others.
It's your turn. You miss this and you miss out.
Give up, Bill. You know I can't go that way. I'd have to drive right past front of Social Security. If I'm clocked by them, me benefits up the chute, innit?
Right, Sheila, it's yours, love.
Lazy slob.
Yes?
Hey, Bill. Get kettle on. Hartley SWAT squad's here.
Bob, get on the phone. Oh, hello, Mr. Beck. Officer. Hey, it's good to see you. Like a brew, it won't take long.
Not just now, Mr. Enston, like a word. Outside, please.
Oh, at the Book Old Fleet for police ball, that's it.
Well, you should say that. Up in the old fleet. Might just come to that.
If that's a joke, it's in very bad taste, Sergeant Beck.
These cars. Looks like stock car night at the stadium. They can't be left like this.
Come on, Sergeant. The years you've known me. You know I'll do everything I can to help the police.
If you don't get them parked properly, there'll be some summonses flying.
It's not my fault. It's the drivers. I tell them. I keep telling them. Look, they don't take a blind bit of notice. What more can I do?
Well, something's got to be done and quick. My inspector's taken a personal interest.
You want me to talk to the driver, Sarge? Might help.
Aye, all right, go on then. I'll have a chat with Mr. Enston.
Well, I must say, your Bobby seems to be getting younger every day. Not seen him before. Only seems a bit of a kid.
Elmshaw? Oh, he's a bright lad. You know what they say, Bill, when the bobbies start looking younger?
Yeah, I know. Feel a bit old myself, too, sometimes. You know, I was only saying to the wife the other day...
Sorted it, Sarge. Don't think there'll be any more problems.
Well, I'm damned.
Well?
Yes, Sarge?
What did you really say to them?
Sarge?
Don't come it with me, son. The drivers. What did you really say in that office?
Oh, that? Well, just what I told you, Sarge. Well, I just happened to mention that you and Sergeant Parrish had a fiver on who could report most offences before Friday.
You said what?
And that you were behind by about 12. Gotta go now, Sarge. Got a school crossing to do at St Andrews.
Hey! Come here.
You're gonna be late.
Go on, tell him. You tell him.
Come on, then. What's up?
It's the fella
What fella?
up there. Keeps falling over.
Why?
He's drunk staggering about.
What's that?
We saw a man who was drunk and falling over.
All right, nosy. Get your rifle.
Started early today, Vincent.
Mind your own business, copper.
Then don't make it my business, Vincent. Get off home. You're not fit to be out in the street.
Clear off, you pig!
Come on, Vincent. Get off home nice and quiet before I have to lock you up.
You lock me up? You must be joking. It'll take more than you.
Last time. Get off home! Now!
All coppers are rubbish! All coppers are bent! Pig! 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 Pig!
Serves you right, Vincent. You all right?
Oh, pig. I'm all right. Just leave me alone. I'm all right. Leave me alone. I'm all right.
I'll get an ambulance.
Stuff you and your ambulance. I'm not going. I'm all right. Just leave me alone.
Get off home. Sleep it off, then.
Evening, Vince. Bottle of brown. Fell over again, Vince. Mind your own business.
Have a grand pair of eyes by tomorrow, Vince. Another second prize.
Bloody coppers. Who do they think they are, anyway?
Police? You're not in trouble with the law again.
Well, you could say that.
What happened?
They beat me up, didn't they?
What for?
Nothing.
Give over.
They did. Saw this copper in May Street at dinner time. He just punched me in the face for nothing. Nothing.
No, that can't be right, can it? If you complained?
Yeah, I can't be bothered.
You got over there and complained something should be done.
Tough.
They made a mess. Should be worth a few kids, should that? If you're wondering even. Heard of a guy the other day the coppers beat up. He got over £1,000 and he wasn't even marked. You should complain and go for compo.
What are you on about?
Well, criminal compensation, they call it. Pay out like shelling peas, they do. Got to complain first, though.
Just go down to the Nick and tell him about it, and that's all.
Ah, nothing to it.
I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. It was our best policeman, was it?
What if it worked?
Well, I thought I could help you get some compensation.
What's in it for you, eh?
Police are no particular friends of mine, or yours either, I should imagine. That's by the by. What are you drinking?
Bottle of brown.
Large scotch and water, please. Yes, I think we should be sure of a fair sum for the beating you took. Yeah. Shall we go there where we can talk? No. Oh, sorry, I don't know your name. Mine is Andrews.
Berry, sir. Vince. Vincent. Berry.
Right, Vincent. Now, as I understand it, you were attacked and beaten by a policeman without any justification.
Yeah.
Then we must make sure that someone is made to pay.
Are you a lawyer or something?
Not exactly, Vincent. I've retired. But I have some experience of the procedure for making complaints against police officers who behave improperly. It's very straightforward.
I've no money. My doll's finished. I only get supplementary. I couldn't pay you.
Don't give it a thought, Vincent. I want to help you. Well, we can trust each other, can't we? And perhaps when we've finished, you'll feel I've earned a share of your entitlement, say 1,000 each or something of the sort.
Sounds fair enough.
Well, the sooner we get started, the sooner you have your money. Now, tell me, from the beginning, what happened?
It was this dinner time. I were in May Street, and this copper, he's got it in for me.
Bye, Sarge. Bye. I'll be with you in a moment, sir. What do you want, Vincent?
I want to see the boss.
Yeah, well, you would, wouldn't you? What do you want?
I'll tell the boss.
Tell me what you want, and I'll decide whether you see the boss. She's too busy.
I've got a complaint.
You sure it's not the doctors you want?
I want to make a complaint to your boss.
Go on, then. What is it?
No, it's the boss I want to see, then something may be done.
I've told you, Vincent, you don't see anybody till I know what it's about, so either tell me or clear off.
It's this. I want to claim for it and make the rotten copper who did it pay.
That's what you're saying, is it? Tell me about it.
Sergeant, your obstruction has gone quite far enough, and Mr. Berry has made his not unreasonable request very clear.
You're with Berry, are you, sir?
Yes, Sergeant, I'm with Mr. Berry.
You are, sir?
Andrews, Sergeant, my name is Andrews.
Do you have any connection with Berry's complaint, sir?
Yes, I'm here to advise Mr. Berry and be sure that correct procedures are observed. So now, if you would please contact your superior.
I'll see when the inspector will be free to see you, sir.
Yes, Joseph, what is that?
There's someone at the counter wanting to see you, ma'am.
Oh, yes? What about?
Could be a problem, ma'am.
What sort of problem?
It's Vincent Berry, local yob. Got a bit of form, mainly for drunk. He's just rubbish. He says he wants to complain that he's been assaulted by a policeman. He has got two real black eyes. It's the fellow with him who smells the trouble. He's a real smooth type. His name's Andrews, he says. I've never seen him before. I don't like what I've heard so far, man.
I better hear what they have to say then, Joseph. Fetch them in. Oh, and when you come back, stay with us, please. I might need some corroboration.
I think you're right, Mum. Will you come this way, please? Vincent Berry, Inspector. And this is Mr. Andrews.
Good morning, gentlemen. Please sit down. I'm Inspector Darby. I understand from the sergeant that you feel you have grounds for complaint against a police officer.
Are you the boss?
I'm in charge of Hartley Police Station.
Oh, it's you I want to see, then. One of your coppers beat me up, and I want compo.
You say a police officer assaulted you.
Aye. Yesterday in May Street, it were.
Why do you say this person was a Hartley police officer?
'Cause he were. He were in uniform, and I know him.
Let me get this straight, Mr. Berry. You were saying that a police officer, in broad daylight, in a public street, in uniform, and who is known to you, assaulted you?
Aye, that's about it. Dinner time, it were. It were that Helmshire. He punched me in the face for no reason. You see what he did?
Mr. Berry, I'm sure you understand this is a very serious allegation. You wish me now to record this as a formal complaint?
I want a form to fill in so I can get compo.
Inspector, what my friend Mr. Berry means is that he wishes to make an official complaint under, I believe, the provisions of Section 49 of the Police Act 1964. He will, of course, in addition, be seeking financial compensation for his injuries.
I'm sure Mr. Berry knows what he wants.
Oh, yes, Inspector. But he may find your officialese a little confusing, though I'm sure it's quite unintentional on your part.
I usually manage to make myself understood, Mr. Andrews. Now, Mr. Berry, what I'm going to do is make an official record of your complaint. It will be submitted to the Chief Constable, who will appoint a senior officer from another area to investigate it fully. It's only fair to warn you, though, at this stage, and I want you to listen carefully, that should the investigation prove that your allegation is untrue, that you've been telling lies, you could find yourself in serious trouble.
Not a possibility we need concern ourselves with, Inspector.
Mr. Berry, could you tell me your full name and address, please, and then will you tell me what happened in your own words?
I think you will find all you need here, Inspector, in this statement which I prepared for Mr. Berry. I have retained copies, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. I'll submit that with my report.
And also I have obtained from a doctor a detailed report of Mr. Berry's injuries and corroborating his description of how he came by them. And these are photographs of the injuries.
You seem to have thought of everything.
It avoids any misunderstanding.
What's your full name, Mr. Berry?
Hi there, Martin. You back again? Made up your mind, then?
Not yet, just wondering.
Yeah, take it for a run up the road, see how it goes.
I'm still paying off the stereo, you see. I can't really afford it.
Come off it, Martin. I've told you. I'll do it at the right price for you, like I promised. Spread over 3 years, see? You won't notice the payments in a couple of months.
I don't know, Harry. It's still going to be found. Then there's tax and insurance.
It's a regular wage, though, isn't it? There's no short time of redundancies in your firm, is there? Hey. Think of the birds you'll pull on that.
I've applied to go on bikes in the job.
There you are, then. Boss is bound to be impressed when he sees you bought a bike of your own. And one like that.
Do you reckon?
Nothing surer. Just before you came here, I sold a bike to one of the lads. He wanted to go on bikes in the job. In no time flat, there he was. BMW twin, white helmet, full gear, the lot. Told me in confidence, mind. He's down to Chaffee boss, seeing how interested he was, buying his own bike and that. Transferred like a shot.
Yeah, kitty.
Ah, not a bit of it.
How much then, with insurance and everything? I might just manage it.
Now you're talking. Here. You take it for a run up the road. I'll go in the office and work some figures out. I couldn't do it at that price for anybody else, you know. Here, you better borrow this. I don't want to get him booked while you're trying it out, eh?
Hey, Sarge. Come outside a minute and look what I've bought.
The inspector wants to see you right away, Martin.
What you on for 10 minutes, Sarge? Just go and have a look.
No, I'm busy now. Go and see the inspector. Get properly dressed first, though.
Right, Sarge. I'll see her. Then come and have a look at what I've got.
Come in. Oh, come in, Martin. Sit down, please.
Morning, ma'am. You want to see me? Have I been approved for the motorbike course?
Oh, no, I've had nothing through about that yet.
I just thought, well, my probation finishes next month and it might have come through.
No, there's nothing. That's not what I wanted to talk to you about. I've just had Vince Berry in to see me.
Vince Berry? Oh, yes. But he's got a couple of shiners this morning, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
I'm not surprised after that doing May Street yesterday, ma'am. What a crack! Might encourage him to cut down a bit on the booze, but I doubt it.
Berry's made a complaint that you assaulted him.
Assaulted him, ma'am? That's rubbish. He walked into a wall.
He's made a signed statement that you punched him in the face.
Oh, give over, ma'am. He's telling lies. I never touched him. Well, certainly never hit him, mind you. That's what he asked for, though. I'll go and see it.
You mustn't go anywhere near him, Martin. He's made a formal complaint against you. Do you understand what that means?
Not really, ma'am. It's never happened to me before.
Well, it means I've taken the details and I shall submit them to headquarters for investigation.
Investigation?
A senior officer will be appointed and he'll want to interview you about it.
Well, it's no problem there, ma'am. I'll just tell him what I told you. He walked into a wall.
The complaint's recorded, Martin. I can't discuss it any further with you. We shall probably both come in for investigation, you because of the complaint and me as your supervising officer. Anyway, carry on for now and I'll let you know when I hear anything.
But he walked into a wall, ma'am. That's all there is to it. Thank you, ma'am.
These complaint investigations are a pain in the backside. What do you make of this one, Jim?
Seems straightforward enough on paper, sir. Unfortunate we've no corroboration of Berry's story. The statement stinks a bit. Obviously drafted with a fair bit of help from that guy Andrews. I doubt that Berry could have produced it on his own.
Aye, Andrews. Now, he's something else, isn't he? Just out after a sentence for deception, he sat through the interview without turning a hair.
They'd obviously rehearsed their story pretty well. I'm sure if you got Berry on his own, he would have cracked.
Lack of proper supervision's at the back of this, you know. Young coppers given their head will go wild. Wait till they give me my own division. I'll make a few of those so-called supervisors in the uniform branch sit up, I can tell you.
It's that woman inspector in charge here, isn't it?
It is, and that's probably half the trouble.
They speak highly of her up at the big house.
Women just aren't strong enough to control a team of men. Equality, it's a sick joke. We'll get this wound up quick enough and I'll take you to see a licensee friend of mine. You've got the suspension notice ready for Helmshire, have you?
Put it in your bag, sir.
Right. I wish I had £1 for every one of them I've served.
Helmshire will have to cough to make a job of it for us. Can't see us getting any more evidence.
Helmshire will cough. From what I've seen of his record, he's expendable. Like they said about Admiral Byng, it'll encourage the others. The file for the DPP and complaints board should be simple enough. Tied up before the weekend. 3 million unemployed and young coppers think they can behave like this and keep their jobs. Not if I can help it.
Detective Inspector Yates, headquarters. This is Detective Superintendent Nuttall. Is your inspector in?
I'll tell you here, sir.
No need, Sergeant. We can find it down here, isn't it? Ah, evening, Inspector. Detective Superintendent Nuttall from headquarters.
Oh, Inspector Darby, Jean Darby.
This is Detective Inspector Yates.
Hello, Jim. Long time no see.
Hello, Jean.
What can I do for you, gentlemen?
Have you got a spare office, Jean? Somewhere private for an interview?
Yes, you can use mine if you like. I was just going in for a meal, unless you want me for something.
No, this'll do fine, Jean. Thanks very much. Well, certainly see a woman's touch here, Adrian. Makes my office look like a monk's cell, doesn't it?
That's all you want, sir? Fancy a coffee or something? Sorry, I can't offer anything stronger.
No, thanks very much. Nothing at all. Don't want to put you to any trouble. Is Constable Helmshaw about?
Yes, sir. 2 till 10. Ref's at 6, I think.
Oh, fine. We'll catch him then. Just like a few words. It's this complaint of assault, you know. Vincent Berry shouldn't take long.
He's not a bad lad, sir. Martin Helmshaw. Very keen. Bit immature, but right enough.
Yes, I'm sure, Jean, I'm sure. Just a few points to clear up, that's all. Not to worry. Got to satisfy the DPP and the complaints board that everything's been done. Any wrongdoers suitably dealt with. You know what he's like, Jean. Go through the motions.
I spoke to Helmshaw when I first got the complaint. He didn't seem worried about it, sir. I didn't pursue it, of course.
Oh, quite right, Jean, quite right. We'll have to see if his story stands closer examination, won't we? As the old saying goes, one tale's good until another tale's told, eh?
That applies equally to Berry, I should think, sir.
We shall see. Right, Jean, you better be off. I'm sure you're busy, woman's work and all that. I'll be in touch.
Perhaps I should stay until you've seen Helmshaw, sir. This is my section.
No need, Jean, no need. Enjoy your evening off. I don't expect you get too many. We don't, do we, Jim? We can manage fine.
Right, I'll leave you to it then, sir.
Oh, Jean, would you be good enough to have the duty states, disposition sheets, message pads and charge register available for the past month, please?
I'll speak to Sergeant Parrish.
Just what I needed to wind me up for our little chat with Helmshaw. She couldn't see any wrong in him if she caught him with canteen spoons in his pockets. I hope it's not going to be a cover-up by the whole section, Jim. If I get the impression it is, heads will roll, mark my words.
Martin.
Sarge?
Before refs, lad, Inspector's office. The super wants to see you. It's about the Berry complaint.
What, Sarge? Can't I have refs first? Chips will go cold and I'm starving.
No, I want you now.
It's over 2 weeks ago, the Berry thing. Thought it was all over now.
Seems not. Any road, Martin. The Inspector's office right away. Best not keep him waiting. Martin, keep calm and be careful.
No sweat, Sarge. I'll sort it.
Come in, please.
Constable Helmshaw, sir. Do you want to see me?
Good lad, come in. I'm Detective Superintendent Nuttall from headquarters, and this is Detective Inspector Yates, who works with me.
Sir?
Sit down, lad, and relax. You're not worried about anything, are you? Just a few formalities. Look at that, will you? As you see, it's a formal notice of complaint under Section 49 of the Police Act 1964, and as you see, you're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, and anything you say will be written down and may be given in evidence, but you know all that. You can have a Federation representative with you during the interview if you want, but you don't have to, of course, and I think we can sort this out without that kind of interference or the extra publicity.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Fine. What's your name, son?
Helmshaw, sir.
I know that, lad, but what's your first name? What do your mates call you?
Martin, sir.
Fine, Martin. How long have you been in the job?
Nearly 2 years now, sir.
Oh, so you're still on probation then, are you?
Yes, sir, till middle of next month.
Well, tell me a bit about yourself, Martin.
Sir?
What made you join the job?
Always wanted to be a copper, sir. Long as I can remember. School, you know.
Relatives in the job?
No, sir.
What does your dad do?
He's dead, sir. Died when I was 4.
Hey, I'm sorry to hear that, son. Mustn't have been easy.
No, sir. Just me and my mum. Don't you want to talk to me about what happened with Vince Berry, sir?
In good time. I'd like to know what sort of a lad I'm talking to first. In headquarters, you know, we don't get much chance to talk to the lads who are doing it at sharp end. I like you, Martin. You seem a promising young copper. I think we understand each other.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Gloves, Helmshaw.
Pardon?
Gloves, lad. Black leather gloves. Yours. Where are they? Yes, there we are then.
Sir?
Dark stains on them. Don't doubt for a minute the lab will say it's blood. Vincent Berry's blood, son. He said in his statement you were wearing black leather gloves and your gloves have blood stains. See what I'm getting at, Martin? Do you want to tell me what really happened in May Street with Vincent Berry?
He walked into a wall, sir.
He walked into a wall. It's almost original, that, isn't it? He walked into a wall in broad daylight. Come along, lad. That won't do.
Really, sir? That's what happened. He was very drunk, sir.
Ah, very drunk, was he? Very drunk. How drunk is very drunk?
Really drunk he was, sir. Could hardly stand.
He was that drunk, was he?
Yes, he was, sir. Shouting and bawling offensive remarks at me, you know.
Ah, well, with all this noise, somebody would hear it. Somebody would look to see what was happening. Was there anybody?
Didn't see anybody about, sir.
Pity. Real pity, that. There could have been a real help. I believe you, you know. Oh, yes, I believe you. Local yob, he's rubbish, isn't he? Gives you a fair bit of pain, I suppose.
Drunk, mostly. Don't like coppers.
Aye, that's it, lad. I know the scene. Drunk, gives you some lip, empty street, good citizens of Hartley up to their ears in fish and chips or whatever. Understandably, it needles you. See your chance, give him one. Nobody sees or nobody knows.
No, sir. He walked into a wall.
What are your duties under the Licensing Act, Constable?
Sir?
What are your powers as a police officer? Your duty as a police officer in dealing with persons who are drunk in a public place, drunk and disorderly, or drunk and incapable of taking care of themselves?
I can arrest them, sir.
Fine. And taking a hypothetical case, a man who was very drunk and shouting and bawling might be thought to be drunk and disorderly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and if this same man was so drunk he would walk into a wall, he might be thought to be drunk and incapable of taking care of himself.
Yes, sir.
Good, I'm glad we agree on something. And would you think that a hypothetical police officer who witnessed all this should do something about it, such as arresting the man?
Sir, I didn't...
Unless, of course, this hypothetical police officer was about due to go off duty, didn't want to be delayed by getting involved, then he might deal with it in a totally different way. What I think you might call administering summary justice. Isn't that what really happened in May Street between you and Berry? You hit him, I'm sure, didn't you?
No, sir, that's not true.
Now, lad, we're not going to fall out about this, are we? You're not the first to try to kid me, is he, Mr. Yates? And you certainly won't be the last. I've been lied to by experts, lad, by professionals. You're not a bad lad. You just made a mistake. Hmm? Look, we've walked the beat like you, Martin, had the abuse and the insults. We understand. We're sympathetic. I want to help you, Martin. I really want to help you. But it's down to you. I can't help you if you won't help yourself now, can I? You see, we must trust each other. Now, you know you can trust me, but how can I trust you if you keep telling me nonsense? Now, we're agreed. You were in neglect of duty by not arresting Berry for the drunk offences, right? Well, don't you worry about that, Martin. You could be in trouble for that, but forget it. It's not that serious that between us we can't sort it out without anybody getting hurt. But I can't go too far out on a limb, can I? Got to think about my pension at my age, eh? So, what I need to know now, Martin, is the whole truth. What made you lose your bottle and hit Berry, Martin?
I didn't, sir. Really, I didn't. Please believe me, he just walked into...
What about these, then, eh? What are you going to say when the lab identifies Berry's blood on these?
I went to him after he'd fallen down to see if he was hurt. Needed an ambulance. He said he didn't. Must have got it on then, sir.
You think you're a smart ass, don't you, Sonny? You think you can beat the system. Well, you'll learn. By God, you'll learn. To your cost. And don't think you come whining to me for help then. If you persist with these lies, I'll finish with you. People like you don't belong in my police force. And I'm going to do all I can to get rid of you.
Don't let it worry you too much, Martin. Mr. Nuttall just gets a bit steamed up sometimes.
He wants to get me sacked.
Nobody wants to get you sacked, Martin. He just thinks that you're refusing his offer of help, that's all, that you don't trust him. He's got a lot of pull at headquarters as my boss. And if he words his report the right way, then people are going to sit up and take notice. Sudden loss of control, that sort of thing, build up of pressure. Personally, I don't know how some of you young coppers keep the control you do the way things are on the street these days. In our day, people had respect for the uniform. Now it's all harassment and aggro. And some of them up at headquarters just don't understand that. But Mr. Nuttall and me, we're operational coppers at heart. We'll go out of our way to help genuine young coppers like you who've made isolated slip. Now, you tell me all about Berry, Martin. While Mr. Nuttall's out the room, you tell me exactly what happened, and I'll help it word it right for your statement.
I've told you. That's the truth, all of it. You. Both of you want me to admit eating? No way. If I did, neither of you could help me. I'd be sacked straight off and done for it too. Anyway, I didn't hit him. I swear I never touched Berry. I'm saying nothing. Nothing else, not till I got someone here with me. Federation rep or somebody. Inspector Darbley. I don't know what's going on, but you're trying to make me admit something I haven't done. Well, I've finished. I'm saying nothing.
That's up to you, Martin. It's your decision. Just hope you don't live to regret it, that's all.
You can go, Constable, for the time being. I may wish to see you again. This investigation is far from over. When it is, I shall report to the Deputy Chief Constable, who in turn will report to the Director of Public Prosecutions and the Police Complaints Board. They will decide on the action to be taken. Is there anything you wish to tell me before I go? This is your last chance.
No, thank you, sir.
Right. Leave your pocketbook on the desk before you go. Well, predictably, nothing about Berry. Well, Jim, what do you think?
Well, it's his word against Berry, sir. Personally, on balance, I'm inclined to believe Elmshaw. Can never be sure, but, well, that's the way I feel.
Me too. I'm fairly satisfied he's telling the truth. Though his story is unlikely. Hey, what a bloody job this is.
I didn't sell Johnist.
Don't worry about it. They can get nasty, but if you're...
If? You're just like them. You don't believe me either.
Don't get so worked up.
Too right I'm worked up. Everybody listens to Berry and believes him, gospel. But me? Oh, no, nobody believes me. But it can all get stuffed. I've had it up to here with the old rotten setup.
Oh, there you are. Been looking for you all week. Hey, John Lates. Listen, I owe you and your mate a drink, you know, for sorting out drivers. They've been as good as gold ever since, no problem. What do you want?
Thanks, Bill. 2 bitters.
Thank you, love. 2 pints of bitter and a large scotch. Oh, what's new then, Joe?
Not a lot. Bill's getting you a drink, Martin.
No, thanks. Don't like the company in this pub. I'm going.
Well, I don't think that would call for. I've done him no harm.
It's not you, Bill. It's in there.
What, Vincent Berry? Or the bloke with him? I don't know who he is.
Don't worry about it. It's personal. Berry and Elmshaw.
Well, I thought he'd still be laughing.
Berry?
No, your mate Elmshaw.
Why?
Is he a prisoner then, or what?
Time will tell, George.
What's he in the interview room for, then?
Giving information.
What is it, Joseph? What's all the mystery? Why couldn't you tell me about it on the telephone?
I'm sorry to call you out, Mum. I didn't think you'd want to miss this.
Come on, Joe, you only said a few minutes.
Just hang on, Bill. This is my inspector.
Good evening, Mr. Enston.
Evening, sir. Mrs. Luke, I'm sorry about cars parked in the street.
The sergeant tells me that you want to see me.
Tell the inspector what you told me, Bill. May Street. Vince Berry.
Ah.
Yes, Mr. Enston.
Well, like I told you, I was in May Street picking up a fare. You know, Mrs. Ellythorne, lay preacher from Omeroyd Street Chapel, and her sister. I took them to the station. Off to Chesterfield they were to see the brother. Invalid, you know. Mrs. Legge.
Just what you saw, Bill.
Ah, right. Aye, well, this young Bobby, Elmshaw, he were having a right barney with Vincent Berry. Oh, Berry were legless drunk. I shouted something at Elmshaw, then ran off when Elmshaw called him over. Then he ran straight into brick wall. Aye, it knocked him flat on his back. It were a right crack.
Come in.
You want to see me, Mum?
Yes, I did, Martin.
Have I got it? The motorbike course, is it approved?
Not by me, it isn't. I'll talk about that later.
But, Mum, it's almost 2 months
I said
now.
later, Martin. The Berry complaint.
That's finished, isn't it?
As I was saying, the Berry complaint. I've now received formal notification from the Deputy Chief Constable that Berry has made a full retraction of his allegation of assault, and there is to be no further action.
Well, they couldn't be, could they, Mum? I didn't do anything.
That's just the point, Martin. You didn't do anything. That's just why you left yourself wide open for discipline proceedings.
Well, I suppose Nuttall's got to try and make something out of it. He set his stall out for that from the very beginning.
Do you mean Superintendent Nuttall?
Yeah, him and his sidekick.
That's enough. I think it's time I reminded you of a few simple home truths, Constable. Superintendent Nuttall and Inspector Yates were instructed to investigate a very serious complaint against you. As a result of that being thoroughly investigated, everybody is satisfied that the allegation was totally untrue. And there will almost certainly be a prosecution of Berry and Andrews for wasting police time. Had that inquiry been handled as casually as you dealt with the original incident, the result may have been very different.
But, Ma'am, I think that's very unfair.
What you think does not concern me. What does concern me is that a member of my staff, and a probationer at that, failed to deal responsibly with a troublesome drunk and failed to report the incident before going off duty. Headquarters are not pleased, and more importantly, neither am I. Is that clear?
Yes, Ma'am. I'm sorry.
That's as may be, but I'm now thinking about your future in this job. The way you've reacted to this whole affair makes me wonder. And this motorcycle application, you seem to think you've applied to join someone's flying circus or something. I hope you didn't buy that fancy bike to impress anybody, because if you did, I'm afraid you were wrong. The only thing that will impress me is conscientious effort. Now, it's not an instruction, but my advice to you is to settle down to learning the basic job and forget about motorbikes for the time being. And when you've proved yourself a competent policeman, then you can think about it.
I suppose I'm not the best copper there's ever been, Ma'am. Been a bit daft, really. I'm sorry that you think I've let you down, Ma'am. I want to do well. I want to do the job right.
And I think you can. Or I wouldn't have supported you so far.
Thank you, Ma'am.
Well, there's no irreparable harm done. Perhaps we've all learned something of benefit. Off you go, Martin, and think about what I've said.
Yes, Ma'am.
Afternoon, ma'am. Trying to remember how to spell differential, ma'am.
Do have someone, Martin.
Thank you, ma'am.
All quiet?
Nothing doing at all, ma'am.
I'll sign your book, please. You're on earlys on Saturday, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
I wonder if you could help out. We've had a request for a man at private cost, 2 p.m. till 6 p.m.
I'm not doing anything, ma'am. I could do with the overtime, really.
There's something up on the moors. Sergeant Beck will give you the details. Scramble meeting, I think it is. They want a bobby on the paddock. If you can do it.
Great, I'll do it.
I hoped you could manage it.